5 races into the Formula One season, Red Bull is the number 1 team in Formula One, and Max Verstappen is the number 1 driver in Formula One. Now, Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton are both in second, but the main reason is because of the most recent race in Monaco, the Monaco Grand Prix. And by the way, I'm late. I think it's fine. I'm in the middle of moving. It took me a week to cover Monaco. And honestly, again, I'm not going to apologize because I think that waiting a week to digest what happened and get more information actually, I think came out and some information came out from Toto Wolff and stuff. I think it actually ended up helping me in the end make a better topic about Monaco than if I tried to rush it out like Monday last week when I was, on the phone with like 50 million people. There's a couple things I want to cover, a couple main points I want to talk about with Monaco. Number one, it's a beautiful track. It's historic. It's really, really cool. Some people hate it, and I get why they hate racing at Monaco. The track is super narrow. It's barely wider than one car, which means that it's impossible to overtake. And to me, though, that's fine because the result is that Monaco becomes a very, very technical track where qualifying matters a lot, and pit stops are extremely valuable and important. And you have to corner without crashing. And I don't even care about passing and stuff when I watch a Monaco Grand Prix. It's that I don't even think I could drive at Monaco without crashing into the wall. It's literally like the margins are so small and you're going so fast and you have inches on either side as you go around corners. It's just like, for me, when I watch a race at Monaco, I just am amazed by the talent and the high level of driving more than I'm worried about, who's going to pass who. It's a different kind of race and you have to accept that. I understand why people hate Monaco. Basically, there are no overtakes, but there are other reasons to appreciate it. Plus, it's historic. So I'd be sad if we as a fan base ever lost the Monaco Grand Prix. I think it's awesome. And so I enjoy watching races at Monaco, even if they're a different type of race than you normally see in Formula One. Now, the TV production for the Monaco Grand Prix was literally really, really awful. I've worked on camera crews for ESPN, Fox Sports. I've operated a camera for Pac-12 Network. The crew at Monaco, oh my goodness, was terrible. Like, just awful. I've never seen a high level. I've seen like college volleyball be bad, right? That's fine. Not the Monaco Grand Prix. From the start to finish, the director cut away from an overtake, which was like one of the most important, exciting moments of the race, for a meaningless replay. That was awful. There were technical problems all throughout the race. I saw a cameraman drop a camera on the track. Like, what are you doing? And Monaco uses a local production crew, I believe from France, instead of Sky Sports. And as a result, the camera work, the directing, it all felt amateur and was really, really bad. It made the product worse. Watching Formula One, technical problems. Like the beginning of the race, you couldn't hear the broadcaster like at all. You hear the music of F1 and you see the graphics, but you can't hear what they're saying at all. And I just think moving forward that Monaco needs to allow Sky Sports to deal with the production of the Monaco Grand Prix. Stop being micromanagers. Stop worrying about your local union or whatever. You need to let Sky Sports handle Monaco because the local crew is hurting the product on TV for people like me who are trying to watch and enjoy without being there. Hello, everyone. It is Zach coming to you from the editing room. I realized I made a mistake, so I have a brief correction. I said that Sky Sports directs Formula One races. That is actually not true. Formula One has their own in-house crew they use to direct the F1 races. They then license that to Sky Sports and other broadcast networks, except for the Monaco race, which is done by Monaco and their own local crew there. My point remains the same. I want F1 to direct every single race, including Monaco, and not have Monaco be done by the small, frankly, crappy local crew. All right, guys. I will say I apologize again for taking over a week to cover Monaco. Go look at my Instagram, shameless plug. I climbed a mountain, been doing a lot of stuff. Either way, love you guys. Hope you have a great day and enjoy the rest of the video. We do need to talk about Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc qualified first for Ferrari, was sitting on pole for Monaco. But then with just 30 seconds left in qualifying, he crashed into the wall. And it ended qualifying early before Max or Lewis or anybody else could get in their final lap to try to challenge the score and the time that Charles Leclerc put up there. Now, the crash actually ended up keeping Charles Leclerc out of the race. His car had a drive shaft problem, and he could not start the race, so there was actually nobody sitting on pole. It's very weird. Is Max Verstappen on second at the second starting spot, Bottas at third, nobody at pole. It was just a weird way to start a race, and Max had to kind of get right in front of Bottas at the very beginning. And this weird start from Charles Leclerc led to a debate moving forward where I think, Toto Wolff suggested a great solution, saying that if you crash, your lap time needs to be deleted, where, because what could happen is that you set a precedent where you allow drivers to qualify first and then get in a crash to avoid their opponent responding to the time they put up. And so I think that, again, if you crash, your lap time should be deleted. That would have happened. If that had happened, it would have kept Charles Leclerc from ever being on pole. Said, oh, you crashed, therefore your time is disqualified from qualifying. I don't know how you solve that, but somehow you shouldn't be able to qualify first and then end the session with a crash. It's kind of a loophole in Formula One. Charles Leclerc did not crash intentionally. It did not appear that way. But it's a way that you can find a loophole to manipulate the rules in your favor, and I don't like that. So I think Formula One needs to find a way to change that rule slightly. Now, regardless, at Monaco, Max qualified second. Lewis Hamilton qualified seventh. In the end, Max Verstappen won the race, and Lewis Hamilton got seventh. But also, he did get fastest lap, so he got more points than he would have otherwise. He kind of stole a point from Red Bull at the end. Carlos Sainz got second. Lando Norris got third. Sergio Perez got fourth for Red Bull. And the result after Monaco was this. Red Bull is in first in Formula One with 149 points. Red Bull, the number one spot in the team standings, 149 points. Mercedes is in second with 148. McLaren and Ferrari stayed really tight as well. McLaren is in third with 80 points. Ferrari is in fourth with 78 points. It's fun. The battle for third is really interesting. The battle for first is really interesting. It's tight neck and neck in both of those spots. And the driver's standings, Max Verstappen has 105 points. Lewis Hamilton is in second with 101 points. Here's the kicker, though. I should mention this from Monaco, I guess. Valtteri Bottas, the driver for Mercedes, did not finish the race. He had a horrible pit stop where the pit crew could not get the front right tire off. Toto Wolff, I'm glad I waited to cover this, actually, because Toto Wolff came out, the Mercedes boss came out and said that Valtteri Bottas stopped too early in pit lane. So the mechanic had to apply the impact wrench at an angle to try to get the wheel off, the nut. He damaged the wheel nut, and as a result, they could not get the tire off the car and had to actually just retire the car. And so Toto went out of his way to mention Valtteri Bottas and kind of say, hey, Valtteri has some blame here. And that felt like a sign of a kind of a rift to me, where Mercedes is starting to acknowledge Valtteri Bottas is our weakest link right now. We're in a fight for our lives. It's actually close. Like, we're not just using sheer power and getting away from Red Bull. Like, Red Bull is fighting, and we need better from our second driver. When Mercedes loses, it becomes clear that they want more. It's obvious they want more from their number two driver, Valtteri Bottas. And I think it's very possible this is a sign of the future that, hey, maybe Mercedes gets tired of Valtteri and they could replace him maybe next year with somebody like, George Russell would be really interesting paired up with Lewis Hamilton. So Valtteri Bottas did not finish at Monaco. That gave him 0 points. It kind of left the door open for Red Bull to take a lead in the season standings. Mercedes had a bad weekend, just period, in Monaco. The DNF. Lewis was poor in qualifying. Also during the race, Lewis Hamilton tried to undercut Pierre Gasly. He failed at that. Monaco was rough for Mercedes all around. Now, here's what I love right now about Formula One. I'm very excited about this. I love it. It's that Red Bull has the lead 5 races in. I thought maybe Red Bull could, by the end of the year, and I thought Monaco is going to happen. Then we'll figure out if Mercedes can really challenge, if Red Bull can really challenge Mercedes. But now, after 5 races, watching Monaco, Mercedes has been really struggling. Valtteri Bottas had a hard race, and Mercedes looked, vulnerable there. I just really believe that Red Bull has a shot to win a title. I don't actually care if Red Bull ends up winning the entire thing or not, but I love competition. And I love that I am convinced that Red Bull actually has a shot. False hope or not, it feels like they've got an opportunity to take down the titan known as Mercedes. And hope to me is so valuable because I want to believe that I don't already know the outcome of Formula One. Anytime I see any kind of sporting event where I go, oh, the winner is obvious. You see, like in for example, college football, the University of Alabama plays a really bad football team like the Citadel, which you've never even heard of, and you go, well, it's a mismatch. They're not going to win. And usually in Formula One every year, it's been like, wow. I've been following for about 3 years. 3 years now, really, really avidly. Last year was my first year, like really, really dedicated following. And I always had the sense that Mercedes was going to win, and there was just no chance for anybody else. And this year, whether I'm foolish or not, I feel like, hey, maybe Red Bull could win this, and that makes me very, very happy. By the way, I also want to say Nikita Mazepin did not crash at Monaco. So, hey, round of applause. I thought for sure he would. He finished the race. He also wasn't even in last place. His teammate Mick Schumacher actually came up in 18th. Nikita Mazepin finished in 17th. So, hey, it surprised me. Well done by Nikita Mazepin. I want to end this Formula One topic with a question from Patreon. You can write in on Patreon as well. It's $1 a month. David writes in. David says, Max Verstappen won at Monaco and now has the lead over Lewis Hamilton in the driver standings. This year, Hamilton has seemed like the more consistent driver, with Monaco being an outlier. How long do you think Verstappen will be able to hold on to the lead in the driver standings, and is Verstappen still your favorite to be the best driver this year? David, I cannot bet against Lewis Hamilton. I feel like he's going to make some kind of adjustment and figure it out. Like, he's a titan in Formula One. Now, maybe, I don't think Max can beat Lewis, but maybe Red Bull can beat Mercedes, if that makes sense. Like, you can lose the individual battle, but win the team battle, because really it's going to come down to Valtteri Bottas versus Sergio Perez. Valtteri Bottas is not the most reliable driver in Formula One. He makes mistakes and leaves doors open all the time. So I think Sergio Perez could challenge Bottas and could end up, if Max gets second every race from here on out and Lewis gets first, and then I will do the math there. If you can get Sergio Perez in third or fourth and Bottas has a couple of screw-ups, Red Bull could still win the team championship even if Max doesn't win a championship for himself. Now, Max is my favorite driver in Formula One for the simple fact that he's challenging the titan in Formula One. He's challenging Lewis Hamilton. He's beating him sometimes and making it difficult for Lewis Hamilton. I love that. But I want to be clear. You made it sound like he was my favorite to win. I never thought Max was the favorite or should be viewed as the guy to beat in Formula One. No way. Lewis Hamilton is the favorite to win and should be every year in Formula One. But I like Max and I root for Max. The same way I love the Carolina Panthers in the NFL. I just like what they're doing, and I think it's cool, and I want to see that story happen. I want to see Red Bull continue to challenge and push and make it tough for Mercedes F1.